how to navigate through uncertainty. This morning, I was actually hearing some music that I like. I was hearing a music genre that is called breakcore. The breakcore is simply a mixture among different type of songs and noises. The main one is like a very fast bass, a drum bass that goes very very fast, and then a lot of atmospheric noises and it's like there is a tiny melody, like a tiny melody that is in the background of the song, almost hidden in some cases. But what actually catched my attention was the fact that this tiny melody was the one that defined the whole song. It defined the rhythm of the song. It defined the topic. It, without the melody, even though it is tiny, even though it cannot compete, let's call it that way, against that noise, that a lot of noise, there is a lot of noise in those kind of songs, and it almost swallows the melody, even though it cannot compete against that. The melody steals, defining the whole song. It also happens with black metal, like some black metal songs, especially raw ones, the ones that are very very raw. They're defined because they have this noise that comes from the distortion of the guitar, and atmospheric songs as well. Sometimes the voice comes in a way that it get lost in the middle of that noise, but still the voice is the melody. This is important for one reason. While I was hearing the breakcore, I noticed that this is how life is. Sometimes, what I mean is basically, sometimes when we're overwhelmed, we're breaking out because of the circumstances of life. We have a lot of thoughts in our brain, in our mind, that is like the noise of the music. It's static, it's consistent, and it's a lot of noise. It will almost blind us. It will be harder to get the melody of life, if we can call it that way. It's like it's like the current of sometimes the anxiety, the depression, the thoughts that come from crisis, from uncertainty. Those can be represented as the current of a turbulent river, basically, and we are unable to catch the melody of life during those hard times. Sometimes we don't even have a melody in our lives. So when all that noise of the crisis comes, we don't have a path. The melody defines the song. It turns the noise into a whole beautiful piece of art, because it navigates your attention through it. It's a path. That's how we have to perceive life. That's how we have to face the anxiety. We have to define a melody, and that melody can be represented as a goal, as a path. And no matter how noisy, how extreme the life gets, we get the melody and we follow it. We stick to the melody, we stick to the path that we have chosen for us, and we walk with faith. We focus 100% in our goal. That is what will give us the opportunity to face the anxiety, to face the crisis without breaking out, without breaking down. And the reason is very simple. We have like this huge goal in our mind, and when we have a path to that goal, everything that is distracting us from achieving the goal becomes just an obstacle to be overcome. It becomes just a situation, like it becomes a situation that we have to handle. But when we don't have a goal, when we don't have a melody, it's just noise, and we will get lost in that noise, and we will feel stressed out, and we will feel depressed, and we will feel lost. So my advice is simple. Find the melody of your life. Find that reason, that one reason that will show you the path, that will give you the energy to stay alive and keep moving forward. And you have to be extreme when choosing a path. We have to say, this is the path, this is the road that I have chosen, and no matter what happens, if I have to die doing it, I will do it. Of course, I won't recommend you to die doing it. Be like very reasonable when choosing a path, so you don't have to die. But if that's your case, maybe you want to be a military man from the special forces or something. If that's your path, okay, you might die. But the difference is we will die following our path, living the way that we choose for us. And this is basically how we can turn all this anxiety, all this uncertainty into a beautiful song. Just by finding a melody and following it. Letting the melody, letting the path, the goal that you have chosen to define your whole life, to make your life revolve around it. And that's the beauty. That's what makes it a piece of art. Then the noise is, then everything else, the stress, it goes to a secondary level where it's not really important anymore. It won't disappear because we are human. It won't disappear. But at least you can turn it into a beautiful song, the song of your life. Follow your path, define it, and follow it until the end. That's the message for today. Thank you so much for listening, hearing me. If you like my content, please subscribe and like it. Share it with a friend. I will be posting more videos. Thank you.
Find the beauty in your turbulent life by finding your path.